Hi, Robin with Oxy-Dry, and today I've got something interesting to show you guys. Now I'm actually, this is my stabilized Clo2 right here, and I'm going to be mixing up some, as you will see, and I'll explain the why in a sec. But I've been asked why do I carry this little bottle in my solution tank for my machine, and this is why, so I can mix things up that are powder. So this is hot water. It'll just dissolve it a little faster. Actually, it dissolves really easily. That's all I need to do. And that was 1 tablespoon of the powdered stabilized Clo2, and the reason I use the stabilized Clo2 is that it will bond with the water molecules but will not gas off into the air, creating Clo2 gas. That's why I use the stabilized as opposed to just normal Clo2, because breathing Clo2 in a gas form is not a good idea. So don't do that. And you can get the stabilized Clo2. I buy it from Beckert.com, I think is their website. You can buy it in a 8-pound jugs. There's a couple of versions of it. One is a flake version, which is slightly less per volume of concentration, and this one that I'm using is the powder version. So 1 tablespoon of the product I have is, if you put it in a gallon, it'll create 3,000 parts per million in a gallon. Or the flake version is slightly less. I think it's 2,000. I'm not quite sure. But anyway, or you can buy from places like the end cap store. They have it in pouches, and I believe 1 pouch, if you put it in a gallon, it would make 6,000 parts per million. And if you're using it on a carpet, I would never recommend you go over 3,000 parts per million, because it is an oxidizer and it can take color out of carpet. So bear that in mind. Be very, very careful when you're mixing these concentrate products, because don't guess. You need to know precisely how much you're using whenever you're using it, particularly with a product like this. It's completely safe, but don't be ignorant about it. Make sure you understand exactly what you're doing and how you're doing it, because I have literally in my own carpet, actually in my laundry room, I mixed them up. I think it was 4,000 or so parts per million, and took the color out of my brown carpet. So it can do that. So just beware of that. So maximum I would ever use is 3,000 parts per million on any carpet, and on a wool carpet I would never go over 2,000 parts per million. But I use it all the time. In every cleaning that I do use stabilized Clo2 at 1,000 parts per million in my tank, and I'm going to be boosting it because of what I'm about to do here. So now this job I've been at, this is the 4th time I've been to this home. And I believe I have a video for every time I was here. So right about November 30 of 2021, January 19 of 2023, and April 17, 2023. If you go back in my archives, you should find videos showing this, because what you'll see is quite astonishing. This room in here was unbelievably bad. Last 2 times anyway that I cleaned in here, full of cat pee all over the place. And I cleaned it with Clo2, stabilized Clo2, and I'm going to show you how I do it. This area right over here was particularly really bad. It was really yellow over here. And you can see it's 100% gone. And yeah, it's been standing up really well. There's a couple of fresh ones here. The cat is still doing its thing. There's one there and one there. I pre-treated it. And I used, I do have some Omega mixed up with stabilized Clo2 at 2,000 parts per million, so I've already pre-treated those 2 spots. And what I typically do is, when I'm doing this, and I'll show you how I do it with my rotary, but usually, if it's bad enough, I will bring my extractor and extract it out, but most of the time, I'd find you don't need to do that, and this is a case in point. When I did this one the last 2 or 3 times, I think, I don't believe I use my extractor. I think I did one time over in this corner, but other than that, normally I don't need to, and it works. And this is proof because it's looking fantastic. There was a whole bunch of cat pee stains here, and then where I'm about to take you upstairs, there was more stains, mostly from the dog. But doing it this way, it's a very simple, easy way to do it, and it shows you. I'm going to show you how to do it with a rotary. It works great. It's so simple. So let's go up to the next level. So I'm going to put the stabilized Clo2 into my solution. This is my normal mix of Nanomax at 2 ounces per gallon. I have 2 gallons total in here, so a total of 4 ounces in the tank of Nanomax with the water. And so if you want to know what this is going to cost me, at least as far as the Nanomax goes, it's easy to calculate. I don't expect I'll use both 2 gallons, but I might. We shall see. The carpet overall actually is in really good shape. One of the videos, if you go back, you'll see there was a number of really bad urine stains in here, which are gone. So it really does work. So we're going to put that there. I decided to use my brush on this carpet, mostly because when I use the brush, I could use my a fiber pad too, but because what'll happen is that the brush, as I shower feed, will penetrate the solution a bit deeper into the carpet automatically, as it were. So when I hit a spot, if I really want to get it down deep, I can apply a little bit more solution, and the brush will carry it right down into the base of the carpet a little bit more readily than say the fiber pad would. Oh boy. Now, see right there, there's yellow staining there, which wasn't all that obvious until I put the light on it. But I'm going to just give it a good go over there with the solution. And you see there's one right here. It just shows up so much better with that light. Again right here. This is what it looked like the last time I was here. Nice little doggy. A Coton de Tullier, which is a French dog. Very white, looks like a Maltese. They're from Madagascar, apparently. I didn't know that. Anyway, he's been pee-peeing in the carpet a lot. So now I haven't pre-treated anywhere except for the really obvious stains that I saw, and I'm just going to be relying on the what I'm applying right now. Oh, he's a bad boy. Another stain right there. And again, back to the use of the light on the machine. I'm seeing things with this spotlight that I didn't see while I was vacuuming, because the light isn't great in here. Often people have poor lighting, and that's one of the reasons why having the light on your machine is so helpful. Things will appear that you might have missed otherwise. But, you know, I've done this, like I say, a few times, and there's been really bad stains on this area, and they come out every time, and this is the technique that I usually will use. The stabilized Clo2 is actually considered a soft surface sanitizer, and as long as you're applying the correct amount and it contacts what you're dealing with, it will, in almost every case, work 100%. It doesn't necessarily immediately take the yellow staining out, but in almost every case it will do it over time. But what I typically do is, if there's a yellow stain that's still visible after I clean the carpet, in the final step when I'm grooming, then I will spray some proxy on if there's a yellow stain or whatever, and then that usually will take it out completely usually within an hour or two. It'll disappear. So I kind of use the combination of the stabilized Clo2 with the proxy. Proxy is what I use. I don't buy bulk peroxide. I used to, but I just didn't see the point of that. No, actually what's interesting is, although there are urine stains on this carpet, overall the carpet doesn't really look very soiled at all. So I'm not really, I'm not having to, I guess, aggressively clean per se. It's just the urine staining is a concern, obviously. And of course, I will be going over it with a. My plan is to use the Rubbermaid green stripe pad, which I've been really liking. It's for my extraction step. The nice thing about this is I'm able to apply, by doing it this way, I can apply what I think I need right there in the moment while I'm looking at the carpet as I go over it, and I go, okay, there's a place right there that needs a bit extra, and over here, and I'll just keep it the normal minimal amount or whatever. So it just gives a more of a precise control of the process here. And actually I find that I use less product overall anyway, but again, if you want to figure out what I'm spending as far as product goes, you just saw me put 1 tablespoon of the stabilized Clo2, and I'm not sure how many tablespoons there is in one of the jugs that I buy. It's about an 8-pound jug, I think. And it's fairly pricey, but it lasts a really long time. It really does. And I'm using it every day. And as far as the Nanomax, well, you'll have to go onto their website to calculate what I'm actually spending as far as the product, the Nanomax. One of the other nice things about using the stabilized Clo2 is, and a lot of customers actually do appreciate this, is that I am not adding a smell to their home. The Clo2, stabilized Clo2, there's no odor. It basically destroys odor molecules, is the way it works. It doesn't mask with another smell, in other words. And I don't know if you noticed that but there was another urine spot that I just went over and applied a little bit more right on that one spot. And of course, this machine is, it weighs about, with the solution I've got in there now, I've got about 100 pounds here that's working at the carpet and pressing into the carpet. 100 pounds is spread out over the brush, obviously, but that gives it a pretty good ability to penetrate. There's quite a color change here in the carpet. I don't know if you can see that, but I guess they had an area rug here, and it's quite a bit different color underneath where the area rug was sitting. Don't recall there being an area rug in here. Maybe I didn't do this room before. There's a spot right there, so I just added a little more solution. Just worked it in a little bit. Between the dog and the cat, they're really doing quite a number on this carpet, actually. Okay, we'll go this way. This was a pretty soaked up area right there, and I can see right now the brush is actually foaming up the cleaner a little bit, which is exactly what I want. I know I've pretty much got it saturated there, which is what I want. You see it foaming a little bit. Perfect. And we'll head down this way. I've actually used almost a gallon, so I'm going to be adding more solution, I guess. Probably. When I go down to the lower level, I'll probably have to add some more. This is a pretty big area, actually. I believe it's yeah, it's around 1,400 square feet of carpet that I'm cleaning on this job. So we'll come back and open those doors when I bring the machine back with the Rubbermaid pad. You're noticing probably that I'm not going right up to the edges. I don't need to. Nobody's obviously walking there. The only time I would do that when I'm applying like this is if I saw a urine stain right up on the edge, and I went in there and applied a heavier amount right there up to the edge. But I'm watching as I'm cleaning, and I know I don't have to go there. But when I run with the Rubbermaid pad, of course, I will go over every inch of the carpet. But this is really only of benefit to go over the areas that actually really need it. So that's why I'm doing it this way, in case you're wondering. There's a yellow stain right there. Again, I just dumped more than most other areas. Work it in. Oh, I see one right there. There's one right there. And right up against the couch. Right there. Naughty little dog. So using the rotary this way, you can see the versatility of this machine, being able to apply, and then I'm going to be doing the extraction with the pad. It just gives you so many choices, ways to go about it, and of course, if I was spraying ahead, which is one way of doing it, then there's the additional time involved in doing that. Not that that's a bad thing. Just everybody has their different ways of doing things, I guess. But I discovered over time by trial and error that this just was so efficient. I used to actually, a few years back, I was using the Pepsi sprayers. Tried that for a while. I still have them. Oh no, actually I think I threw them away. And then I've seen some lately on Facebook Marketplace, people selling them for rather surprising amounts of money. Maybe I should have sold them. I think I threw them away. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Okay, I'm just applying a little bit more right in there. I just want to get it in there, and you can see that the brush is foaming it up. And one of the nice things about it foaming is that it actually, the more it foams, the less likely it's to over wet the backing. Although I do want it to get the ClO2 into the back of the carpet, onto the not necessarily into the underpad, but certainly to the backing anyway. Okay, that's that. And there's one right there. Again, the spot right there. I'll just apply more, work it in. Oh, one right up against the wall there. You know, I know some of you guys are thinking, well, why didn't I go through with a black light? I do have one, but it just doesn't work that great. Unless it's, maybe I need a better one. I thought it was a good one. I paid like $400 for it. So, but anyway, I find that what I'm using, this spotlight, just seems to work so well. And as I'm cleaning, I can see what I'm doing. So, yeah, I kind of given up on the black light. Maybe I need to get a better one, but anyway. And I do charge additional when I'm dealing with a urine situation like this. I start at $50 over and above my normal cleaning, depending on what I'm doing, and then I go up from there. And in this case, I've added $100 to the overall job, which isn't really a lot considering that there's a fair amount of urine I'm dealing with here. But it's pretty simple. It's one of the reasons I don't charge a lot for doing it, is because, quite frankly, it's pretty easy. It's just I'm charging extra for the little bit of extra time, effort, and the product, additional product I'm using. And hey, the fact that I can do this, and I'm saving them so much as far as the carpet is back usable, and they're not having to replace it. And in that room downstairs, which I haven't got to yet, but if you go back to my videos, you'll see where I was dealing with it in the past. It was really quite bad, and it's turned out really quite good. I mean, it looks wonderful. So, oops, I dropped my towel there. Okay. So, what I'm going to do now is we're going to go back over here, and I'm going to have to go and get some more solution in here. I didn't think I was going to use this as much as I am, but it's a lot of, like I said, it's a lot of square feet. And I am applying, usually when I'm using the brush, I will almost always apply more anyway, and that's not a problem. This is a carpet that needs this. It appears at the moment that the yellow staining has gone, but okay, now I'll go get some more solution. So I'll have to let you go, and we'll do a second video with the Rubbermaid pad. All right, I'll let you go for now. Thanks for watching. Have a good day.